From the Hausa Fulani in the north to the Yoruba in the southwest and the Igbo in the southeast, each ethnic group brings its unique customs, beliefs, and languages. This diversity contributes to Nigeria's vibrant cultural landscape and plays a significant role in shaping the country's identity. Our conversation this time is centered on ethnic diversity and strength of Nigeria. We're having this conversation with a Yoruba man with a touch of Igbo. I think it's because he's been in Igbo land for a while. He is Chukwumareze one. Okay, Nkembo of Ibagwa. He is the leader of Yoruba community in ENUGU, Oba Yoruba in ENUGU. Alhaji Abdullazeez Adebayo. No.
Thank you, Dalu.
No.
Thank you, man.
Adebayo, thanks for joining us. Looking at Nigeria colonial history and the amalgamation of different ethnic groups over 100 years ago, what would you say is the marriage of these ethnic groups that have become one entity?
Thank you very much. I think I would like to take us back to the beginning of the creation by God Almighty. He made us to be one. Then, along run, we human beings allowed to be led by the accosted one, devil. The Muslim in the Quran call it Shaitan. The Igbo call it the Kunsu. So we ought to be one from one father and one mother, Adam and Eve. Then I think from origin we are one. And if you look at before advent of politics, that's culture and love is there. Then as we go on, maybe we'll still touch on some aspects.
Interesting. Okay, when we have become one, do you can agree with me that there is a serious tension among the ethnic makeup of the country that makes this person to call out this person because, or react or have biases against the other person because they come from a different ethnic group. You hear Onyo Femmano, you hear
Malam.
Boki,
Malam.
and then
Boki.
the other one they call the Igbo man. But we are supposed to be one. At what point would you say that the diversity is tearing us apart?
I wouldn't agree with you that the diversity tears us apart. Like I said earlier, I think it is when we allow politics to divide us because of selfishness. I wouldn't say ignorant, because people that plays politics are learned one, intellectuals. And because of that selfishness, because we look at it before the independence, when we are playing the politics at home, it's not as the way we see it now. That time, you find a Yoruba man living comfortably with Igbo fellow, or else someone living in the West, Yoruba land, living comfortably with his fellow Nigerian, and you find Yoruba man living in the North also. You see, that time we have nothing we are struggling for. That time, because the type of politics or the type of government we had that time, a kind of provincial government. So, and it was not so interested or fanciful to people to start thinking of embracing. That is when we have a provincial governance. But now, you see, as soon as we have that independence, and we now go to republic and start thinking of going into politics, having parties, then Chukuma started seeing the Yoruba man Olatuji as a Yoruba man. Then Tuji started seeing the Igbo man as an Igbo man. Then Baba Yaro started looking at the Igbo man or Yoruba man as a different ethnic. The earlier in time, before independence, I don't think there was a different, much difference. There is love that time. There is love between us. The Yoruba man loves the Igbo man. The Igbo man loves the Yoruba. Igbo loves the Hausa. You can see that Igbo people live there, build their houses there, marry there, have their children there. They did everything they want to do there, peacefully, without no fear. As soon as we embrace this Western culture of party this and party that, then on our side seeing it as that diversity became a curse, a kind of a curse to us, because God Almighty created us in diverse both culture, color, and languages for us to know each other, and love each other. That's how it is.
So are they okay? Don't worry, continue.
So, but because of politics, then the diversity became a different thing. Start calling names. If this person became head of state, it's from Igbo land, then the Igbo people will now support Chukwu Mareze to be the president, because Nkabunkai is our man, it's our own. But those days, before that time, you see an Igbo man embracing the Yoruba, pushing the Yoruba in the front to make him to be somebody for all of us. Or you see an Igbo man, helping the Hausa man from the north to become something for benefit of all. You see, but at the time, it became a different thing because of wants and selfishness.
Okay, you have lived in the West. You have lived. You're currently in the Southeast. Are there like any specific cultural festivals that showcases the diversity of the ethnic groups in Nigeria?
Well, you see, let me deviate small. Only thing that I see that bring us together in Nigeria, make us to play a kind of to
play together.
To play together. It remains maybe when Nigeria is playing ball with any other country. But it becomes, apart from that, we began seeing each other as a enemy, or this person is going to put sand in my gari. So, but we are very rich in culture, both Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. We are very rich in culture, and that will have earned us a very big place in the world that no other part of the world will have, see our back. But we allow policies to tear us apart.
Alhaji Adebayo, are there potential conflicts that arise or current conflicts that have arisen from this several identity? It's not just being a Nigerian, but you hear an Igbo man from Nigeria. That's what we read these days. An Igbo man, an Hausa man from Nigeria, a Nigerian of Yoruba stock and stuff like that. Are there conflicts that arise from this several identity?
Well, I think I've said it earlier that it ought not to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that, but because of one thing I continue saying, politics. Yes, I mean, politics. When Nwachukwu is vying for a position, instead of me, Adebayo, supporting him for the ideology, and it's ideology, knowing fully well that if he goes to that position of either president or rep, is going to benefit all, benefit us. He's a truthful person that will not deviate from what will bring all of us good. You see, so but because of this is my own tribe, which is what has brought us to this stage where I find ourselves today.
Okay, is it affecting us in any way?
It really is affecting us because anybody say, "Anyoko mo Amerionu or Bofufu." You see, because we come to family.
Strength and unity. I think that's
yes. Sometimes we say together we stand, and then divided we fall. So together we became strong. You see, because there is an adage in Yoruba land. They say, if you permit me to say in Yoruba first, then I'll give you translation. That I call wojo ejo lo muku pa won. That's because different kind of snakes refuse or did not come out at the same time going. That they decide to go different ways. That is why somebody will get them on the road and kill them. Even a woman will get that snake and kill, because it's only one snake. You know, we have different type of snake. Then the adage now said that if all the snakes, the type of snakes, we have agbadu, we have sebe, we have oka, we have manamana. If all of them should come out at the same time, even if an hunter saw group of snakes with his gun, he will run. But when they decide to come out differently, each one comes out in a different time, then even somebody that has a stick can kill the snake. So this attitude now made us to be, differentiate because of our language. But I bet you might go to the north now, or go to another country, even Cameroon, and see somebody that looks exactly like myself. You may see the person say, you come to Cameroon, then when you are speaking maybe Nigerian language to me, I may not understand. Say, I can't understand what you are saying. Maybe I may be speaking French because I didn't hear English. You'll be speaking English to me that time because you met me in Cameroon. But I'm a different person in Cameroon, not the one you know. You see? So because it's not written on our faces that this is an Igbo man. You can go to Lagos and see somebody that looks exactly like you and start speaking and she say Yoruba.
So we created the diversity.
Created it.
Really?
Yes. Because we have deviated from what God planned for us. He said for us to know each other and to love each other. Because in the day of accountability, we are going to speak one language before God. Yes, we are going. There's no Igbo, no Yoruba, no Hausa, no Fulani, no Ibibio, no Efik.
So what challenges really can arise from ethnic diversity in a country like Nigeria?
You see, first of all, we have to start from embracing God's words, the teaching of the Holy Quran and the Bible. If we go into these scriptures, so that God is emphasizing on love for one another. So if we embrace that one first, that's the fearing of God. If it is in our hearts, there will be no room for hatred. So we'll be playing born together as one mother and father. You see, like in the football field, you will see different tribes in Nigeria, from Igbo, from Hausa, from Yoruba, Efikibibio. In Ghana, you see them playing because they are pursuing one goal. If somebody give goal now, say goal, that's they say Nigeria 1 and Ghana 0. Nobody will mention Yoruba there, or Hausa there, or Igbo there. So if we can go back to this our drawing board and think back that one day we're going to be accountable before God, because God is going to ask us your relationship between your fellow human beings. Not Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. I think this place would be a very good place to live.
Talking about the challenges that this diversity poses for Nigeria, at some point, in fact, the recent past, the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was accused of nepotism, selective appointments. Okay, it's looking like he's favoring his own ethnic group, the Yoruba. And so, given this ethnic diversity, are there mechanisms in place you want to suggest that will ensure equitable political representation for all groups? I know that some arguments have it that every state, every geopolitical zone, every ethnic group has a competent person. Is it possible that we can make political appointments and representation equitably, representing everyone and not just thinking that what we want lies with a particular race?
Well, thank you very much. I have a passion for politics, but this is something that I don't always like discussing live. But since you have asked me the question, you see, it is good to have equity, balance of equation, if I may say. It is very good. Yesterday I was with somebody, a journalist, discussing concerning this very point you raise now. Let me take us back to some times ago. You see, during the time of President Obasanjo, we have come back to politics. Then Nigeria have a very big problem in terms of electricity, power. That time we suffered a lot. No part of this country that is not feeling the bad feelings of it. So then it was discovered that the person that is in position of making things better in Nigeria need to be changed. That's the main reason why Chief Bola Ige now said that, okay, if you give me free hand to do my work, I think I would suggest that this person be removed. And if you find, I just want to cut it. If you find out that time the person was so-called person is from the north. He has been there for so long before the advent of the Third Republic, before advent of Chief Obasanjo administration. Then I read his newspaper. The President, Chief Obasanjo, said, I cannot remove him because I'm not the one that put him there. You see, and he's there for long, for so long, even during the Babangida administration. The person was there.
President Abacha.
Yes,
and,
yes. So,
Sonika.
and things were so bad when you talk of power generation. The Bola suggested that I will stop there. Now, if you look at the recent shake-up also in NNPC, Mele Kyari has been there during the time of Jonathan. He was there. Buhari came, he remained there. What is happening in the power section? So
Energy.
then, now recently, he was removed. Then the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu replaced him with a Yoruba person. And the whole Nigeria started talking about it. It was social media. Really, we know that to balance the equation is very good. But sometimes, when you see that if your brother is being made the GM of your company, and the company is going back instead of moving forward, then you remove your brother and put Ekanem from Akwa Ibom, put him in place. Instead of your own brother, Chukwudi, that made things getting worse in that company. So what I'm trying to say is that, of course, we've analyzed many things. But firstly, know that I said that balance of equation is good. But you see, sometimes what we are playing in Nigeria because we want you to look at during the time of Jonathan or Buhari, who was the work minister for works. I think it was Babatunde or Fashola. It's not because he want to put a Roman there. It is because he knew that the man is going to do well. Then look at this present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He picked David Umahi. Because of what? Because of the role Umahi played, not just because of APC, but because of what he did in Ebonyi State. It remains there till tomorrow. The type of road he built there and the type of development he brought to Ebonyi State. So don't be surprised if by 2027 or thereabout, after the expiration of 8 years of the ENUGU State Governor, Dr. Barrister Peter Ndubisimba, and any president at that time, I say, okay, the former ENUGU State Governor will play this so role because of what he's doing now. You see, that's what we should look. If it's another person that is a president at that time, and he now picked our amiable Governor, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, as work minister, or he became president of the Senate, it's not because of, let's push this one to the Igbo man, or let's push this one to Yoruba man, but because of the role he has played, that he merited it. So I think that's what we should I'm going to encourage that we should look at, not because the president is a Yoruba man, that the judge of appointment should go to the Yoruba man. You see me now? Okay. But at times, if you look at that equitable, it may not work. It may spoil things instead of making it work.
Are you disputing the arguments from the critics that say
sometimes
every state, every region has competence?
You see, every region has, appointment. But in some critical appointments, you find more of Yoruba or Igbo or the Northerner. You understand what I'm saying now? It's good to spread it, but in some critical, because he might put somebody he knew very well in place that he knew that he will not sabotage. He will not let him down if he play that role. I expected any president that will come after Bola Tinubu to do so. You see me now? So if there are, like 10, vacancies that they want to fix, if you find an Igbo man competent to take 6, he can give me. I will not criticize such, because he knew that this person is going to do well, and if he knew that the people that this person from it's from Hausa, this one is from the north, this one is from the north, he can play this role very well. People will start criticizing him instead of picking his own people, start picking outsiders. So until when we erase or remove all these things in our mind, because All this is because of we are trying to make our diversity to be a problem for us, and it became a problem. What we want is that goal. If you look at, because you ask me, if you look at the President Alhaji Abdullazeez, he has created what do you call it? Maybe Southeast development something, Northeast development something, South development. So all these things that has not been there before, because they are doing it so that all these things will be spread over, that development will come to each region. You understand me now? So, but that doesn't mean that if we see where the president is going wrong, we should not talk. No, I won't be part of that. But if we did anything that we know that this president that he has appointed has a good record that can do something, turn around things, then I think we should allow that to, because the appointment is not finished, more appointment are still coming. Okay. They are about celebrating their 2 years in office. Maybe some people that are there today may not be there tomorrow.
Sure. Okay. From the economic aspect, what are some economic benefits of the Nigerian ethnic diversity?
The economic benefits. Let me start from my own humble self. This is what people does not know. Our diversity is supposed to be a blessing for us, because as a Yoruba man, I've stayed up to some 40-something years in ENUGU. You see, and being a Yoruba man, staying here for such lengthy years, I think if I look for a job or contract, because I'm known here, that can earn me that trust. So also, an able man that stays in Yoruba land can also be trusted. Our diversity is supposed to be, a blessing for us, like I said earlier. But I'm still telling you that it's politics that's trying to tear us apart. Our diversity, by special grace of God, if we make use of it, is to give us a very, positive strength. And if you look at, like we say that Nigeria is a giant of Africa. What made us to be that giant? It because of our diversity. Mm-hmm. It is because of that our diversity that made us that giant of Africa. By the time we say let us go apart, you see that there's no more strength. There's no more Nigeria. There's no more strength. Then the Republic of Igbo, Republic of Udua, or Ariwa will become a different thing that we didn't pray for. That's our diversity. That is the main thing that we should look at and work on and support.
Okay, so what strategies exactly do you think Nigerians can adopt in order to use this ethnic diversity as a way to strengthen Nigeria?
Well, you see, some time ago, I thought within myself that Nigeria is a country that have everything and lack everything. Mm. Yes? And we have everything and lack everything. You see, the only thing that I think that can help us, because already we have known the problem, and we're now talking of how to solve the problem. If governance been, make less attractive to people, that's of a political office. If it is less attractive, no one will be, killing each other or blackmailing or maiming each other to become something. It's because of there's so much attractive that is there, and that is what is killing us today. That's it. But if it's less attractive, so people will not embrace that be pursuing, to go to the House of Rep or House of Senate and the politics. They will now go to other way of life by doing businesses
other than
politics. But because of what is there, and the so-called politics is what has brought us to our knee. Instead of us to be growing high, we are growing less. instead of us to have something enough to eat, we're having less because some few people that find themselves in the so-called offices were betraying us. They were betraying the trust we entrusted them for. So that is it. If it can be made less attractive, so you can see that less people will be, hungry or have interest to go into politics. This is what is bringing about this Tigbo Zobo of 18 in politics. There are main causes. Our main problem is politics.
Okay, not really the ethnic diversity.
No.
Okay.
You see.
Let's talk about.
If you look at it, you see, like on Saturday, I was at Omulumbe, where a brother.
In ENUGU.
Yes, where a brother, a Yoruba man, find his best half. They went there to do the traditional of 18 price of talking of how we went there. Tell me, is it not? Are we not diverse, different culture, different color, and different language? But that love is there because the woman finds something in the man, and the man finds something in the woman.
You know, I was going to talk to you about young people, and I wanted to say that what you're just talking about happened in the past, where men were marrying women from other cultures.
Yes.
And so I was going to ask you how today's young people perceive this ethnic diversity. I didn't know you were going. There's something that happened recently,
yes.
and I want to believe that young people.
There are no more, marrying from other culture or what?
I'm asking, do we still have stuff like that?
Well, we still have.
Okay.
We still have.
Inter-ethnic.
Yes, but it may not be like before.
Okay.
It may not be like before. I'm from Osun State, and precisely the father of Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, married an Igbo woman from Abia State. Why the man was Nigerian chairman of Nigerian Coal Corporation here in ENUGU, far back before independence. He married from Abia State. Oh, look at all the children. The first Adeleke was governor, the late. Then now the junior one is also governor. That's this man I'm talking about is the grandfather of Davido.
Even Davido is married to an Igbo.
Oh, you can see. Choma, is it Choma?
Yes,
so now you see,
and we heard also that the governor married an Igbo woman.
Yes, it's possible. I'm not doubting that. So what I'm trying to say is that because of what their father has done, then maybe if their father did not marry from here, they may not even be thinking of that. They will be seeing Igbo as Igbo. But you see, that another thing that government should try to make sure that these three major languages is, imbibed in our school curriculum. Let every Igbo man know how to speak Hausa and Yoruba language, at least. Then let every Hausa Yoruba know how to speak Igbo, and let Hausa Igbo know how to speak Yoruba. Because even if our language is different, is color of our blood different? Some years back, 1998, this is the question I asked in Ibadan when we went there for National Reconciliation Forum. We went for that. I asked at the end of my topic, I said, please, what are we talking about? Is the color of the blood different? If an Igbo man needed a blood now, then they now go to the blood bank and get Yoruba man blood to infuse into an Igbo person. And who doesn't know how to speak Yoruba before? After they remove the old blood, the Igbo blood, and infuse that Yoruba blood in the person, and the person gets well, will he or she started speaking Yoruba? It's impossible. All of the Hausa man blood or Fulani blood is being infused into somebody from Ibibio, Akwa Ibom, who doesn't understand Hausa Fulani language before. And if he takes the blood and get well, will he or she started speaking the Hausa language
Not at
or
all.
Fulani language that doesn't understand before? It means all this problem is what we created by ourselves. It's not by God.
Okay. Cases where there are certain tribes. I can't say for sure that they don't really accept intertribal marriages. Cases like that, what do you have to say?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is my 45 years in ENUGU. I came to ENUGU February 7, 1979. It's a place I find very hospitable for me. And that's why I've stayed here so long. I had my children here. Then later I got married here. I married from Musuka, or Bupa, precisely. So if I've not found anything good in Igbos, I will not think of marrying here. Then recently, some 2 years ago, my own son that I had here in ENUGU also married from ENUGU Ezike, Amofie, precisely. You see,
Enugu State.
ENUGU
as well.
State. You see, if this thing can continue, it will bring more love within us. I'm telling you, I've talked of the language. You know, like me now, any part of Igbo land I go, you know, people accept me because I speak their language. See if you can also speak Yoruba language. You go to Yoruba land, you see, you'll be accepted, welcome. Whatever business you want to do will go easily for you. Because you know, they were, an Igbo lady that speak Yoruba like this. Oh, so you see, so everything will be okay. To be easy for you to transaction.
Is the language not a means of identification to aid with the relationship as well?
You see, that's what I told you earlier, that what God means by creating us in different languages for us to love each other and know each other. This Igbo man, this Yoruba man, this Hausa man, it's not by to bring hatred, but I told you the real thing that brought the hatred is that our policy we find ourselves into today, and that's what created all the problems. If we can go into that intermarriage, tribal marriage, it will be a very good thing.
Okay.
Because you see, sometimes when we do have problems, like if anything erupted in Lagos now, you say, okay, the Sani Boman do this, then the Yoruba person will now remember, oh, our people are there in the east, we should not fight them. Because if we fight them, what it means that we are fighting our own people. You see what I mean now? Then if you go to the north also, they will not fight the Igbo man, because if they should know that if they are fighting the Igbo man, they are indirectly fighting their own person, because their people is also here. So if you can understand this, I think, because you see, we have a lot of things that could make us one, if we understand. And that will bring very great change. Because there are many things you find in the north that is not in the east. There are things that you find in the west that is not in the north. So this one only could make us to be, to love each other.
No man is an island.
Yeah, to bring
we need each
an
other.
island. So to bring about that love we are talking of, and that unity we are talking about. We continue talking about unity.
Modernization has played its role and is still playing its role. We know that Nigeria is rich in cultural heritage, but in trying to be one, for instance, you have been in Igbo land for decades, for about 4 decades, and you were married to an Igbo woman. You have children who are also married to Igbo people. In all of this, did you lose your culture? Did you lose your identity? You are still Alhaji Adebayo.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where I am going to. Does it make you, the modernization, the mixing up, and including marriages, does it make you lose your identity, who you are, where you're from?
You won't lose nothing. Staying somewhere different from his own birthplace. You see, let me put it this way. if I travel home, you know that whenever I go home, I meet the Igbo people in my community. They have shops, doing their businesses there, even buy lands and build their houses there. You see, so they see me as their brother that came from home. I'm telling you, I go there. In fact, all of them would like to buy something to get me something to drink, and eat. They would like to take me to a restaurant to take something, because I'm just there. I see me. They see me as an Igbo man, but I came from far. You understand me? So that's how it is. So it doesn't remove anything from me. I remain what I am, but it brings about love in the relationship. An easy relationship. You understand me now? An easy relationship. So let me tell you. Some times ago, my younger sister in Elisha, in the market, she has many customers, Igbo customers. And she sold these foodstuffs of 18. Then she now told them that my elder brother stays in Igbo land, and if you see him, he speaks Igbo, this. So sometimes you go to their shop and say, okay, if you happen to get me online, then I'll start speaking Igbo with those people. They feel so much happy that, please, we wish when you come, we'll see.
And so we would like you, as we conclude, to talk about unity to Ndibo, who are currently listening to you. Tell them you're a Yoruba man, you've been here, and you preach unity, even in our diversity, in the language that they know.
You see, first of all, let me speak in the general language that people will hear also. Well, I know that this is going to be viral. You see, first thing, I want us to imbibe and buy the culture or the behavior or attitude of Igwe of Ibagwanike, Igwe Emma Oluchukwu Ugu. What is happening in ENUGU state, if you can have such in some other 2 places in Nigeria, I'm telling you, all these are problems will be half solved, because it's bringing about different tribe to ENUGU state here, to its kingdom, giving them title. Sometimes you go, you find an Hausa man, family of Yaradua came there, was given a title. The Ambazao from Kano area came there and take title. Some other people from other parts of the north came there and they take title. And the Yoruba person brought, and even go to other African countries and beyond. Formation country, sometimes you go, and India came there, Chinese also came there to take title there, just because of the culture, and it brings about exchange of culture. So Ibagwanike became, the way I put it, center of unity. I don't want you to miss it. Every December that Igwe is going to do a father, you will see different colors and different languages that comes there, to unify. It's trying to, to bring unity in Nigeria.
Apart from that, our culture, our time is actually up. Okay, so you talk to the people.
Well, I make an ndi Igbo, ndi mwe na ndi mwe. Maka so abu mo Igbo. So I make ha nkuku. Na kemgbe aro ogwe ebo ni se ibe na ala Igbo. Ala Igbo de mumma. E wore mmekpa aro. Ndi Igbo na afumu dịka onwe ha. Then ya mere mgbe gara aga nnukwara nwanyị n'ala Igbo. Ọlụ aka m bịara Enugu na-alụ ndị Igbo bụ ndị na-ewetara m ọrụ. Nji na-abụrụ mmadụ ji azụ ụmụaka m. Njewe be anyị na Yoruba were nje emekwa ihe ego m weta n'ala Igbo. Otu ahụ ka m makwara, otu ahụ ka ọ dịkwa na ndị Igbo nọ n'ala Yoruba. So omaka o de man kuku amade hapo ebe amure je bozo yogozi no ya je mutakwo ihe man do na say ndị Igbo na asukwa okukwe na onye njem kara onye isi awo something like that. You go so and traveling is part of education also. You see, so on ademma made happen ebe osi ebe amure ebe ala asusu ye gawo obodo ọzọ je mutakwa ka esi eme na akụ nke ebe ahụ.
Okay, and briefly speak to your Yoruba, Yoruba viewer. Talk to them.
I'm sorry, Yoruba. Okay, I'm sorry, Yoruba. I'm sorry. So, mi ilẹ̀ káàrọ̀ oòjíire orúkọ tèmi ni Alhaji Abdullazeez Adebayo ọmọ Látẹ́jú Ọlọ́runmọba àkọ́kọ́ Enugu State. Èmi náà ni tẹ́ bá wo fìlà tí mo dé àti abẹ̀bẹ̀ tí mo mú lọ́wọ́. Èmi náà ni wọ́n fi jẹ oyè Chukwumareze ní Ìbàgbà ní Ike ti Enugu State ń bì. And sometimes ago, let me tell you, I was given an award from Face of Igbo Heritage in conjunction with Godfrey Koyi.
Okay, so people are actually encouraging this cultural
mixes. So I'm fast Koiki pe eje ki a máa wo Signature TV. Tẹ́ bá ti wò lórí Signature TV.com.org. So ẹ máa rí gbogbo tó lọ ńbẹ̀ wọ́n gbìyànjú dáadáa. Ìròyìn tó bá gbé sí wa sí etí gbọ́ wa ìròyìn dodo ni. Kì í sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àbòsí kí Ọlọ́run kó pẹ̀lú wa. Ilẹ̀ Ìgbò ń bí làwa ń gbé a sì ń gbé bí pẹ̀lú àlàáfíà. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wa náà ní Yorùbá ká máa gbégbé àlàáfíà pẹ̀lú àwọn Ìgbò. Àwọn èèyàn tó wà ní ilé òkè wa náà ká máa gbégbé àlàáfíà pẹ̀lú àwọn Ìgbò. Assalamu alaikum jama'a ya Arewa.
He switched to Hausa now.
Ne sunana Alhaji Abdullazeez Adebayo. Ne sarkin Yorubawa na Enugu State. Insha Allah na zama Enugu wajen shekara 40 da wani abu yanzu ya kai shekara 45. Ban taba zo na Arewa ba sai daga Enugu na jin Hausa. So abun da muna bukata abun da ana tambaya me yasa ba ma samu zaman lafiya a cikin Igbo da Hausa da Yoruba me ya kawo wannan abu shine abun da mun ce to ya kamata mu tunna da Allah ya halice mu da kala daban da yare daban domin mu san juna kuma mu san juna ya kawo mamu abun da zai ba mu cin gaba a Najeriya shine abu da muka magana. To kuma ku dinga duba Kalau TV ana kira Signature TV. In kana so ka duba ina gane a cikin YouTube ne ko? YouTube signaturetv.com.org. Za ku gane abu da ana yi. Abu da muna so abu da zai hada mu kaman yanwa dai yare bai dace zai sama abu da zai raba mu.
I'm sure you have not lived in the north.
I have not.
Okay, so this
I will
conclude is a true Nigerian, a nationalist to the core, who is able to speak the 3 major languages of Nigeria. Alhaji Abdullazeez Adebayo, leader of Yoruba community in ENUGU, we appreciate your contribution this evening on Signature Evening.
Thank you.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.